Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I've been thinking about the Padme event and what it kind of means for the legendary events that have been going on. We do know that the legendary events are going to be taking a slowdown, not a full-on hiatus. We do know that there will be legendary events coming in this year, as we know, with the Padme event being the first legendary event. But it got me thinking, what have we seen from the legendary events? And now that got me thinking that I haven't done a speculation video. Now, a full speculation video. I speculate crazily in all of my videos, but a full speculation video, a deep dive speculation video, a full-on crackpot, something that is probably not going to be accurate, but very plausible type of speculation video, I haven't done that in a while. So guess what we're doing today? That's right, guys. We are putting on the conspiracy hat, the speculation hat, and we are looking at the legendary events. And I'm going to say this. After the Padme Amidala Legendary Event comes out, we are most likely going to be getting a Separatist legendary event in the form of a fleet commander by the name of Admiral Trench, and a legendary event with his ship. But it's the only thing that makes sense. Now, let's go ahead and jump into it. If you get rid of all of the heroes' journeys, you're just looking at legendary events, and you have C-3PO, BB-8, Chewbacca, Thrawn, and R2-D2. Now, what are we seeing with those events? What do those legendary tunes actually represent? Now, C-3PO and R2-D2 represent the Galactic Republic, the Rebellion, the Resistance, droids, light side, all kinds of other crap, right? But if you look at the main factions, like the actual eras that they fall in, the sides that they pick during these specific wars, they are Galactic Republic, Rebellion, and Resistance. Chewbacca. The Chewbacca endgame, yes, he's a scoundrel, yes, he's a smuggler, and he's pretty freaking awesome, but he's a rebel, right? So we have 3 rebels, 3 resistance, the third being obviously BB-8, right? Then you look at Galactic Republic. You have 2 Galactic Republic in the form of C-3PO and R2-D2. Then you have Grandmaster Yoda, so that's a third. Looking at the others, you have Empire in the form of Palpatine and Thrawn, right? You have Sith, you have Darkseid, you have fleet commanders, right? Really, the only 2 major factions that we're missing out on are First Order and the Separatists, right? Now, taking all of those sub-factions out, right? You're really only left with a handful of non-faction type characters, right? Night Sisters, Ewoks, Jawas, and Tuskens, right? Those are just species that we're left with. And not really, except for maybe the Night Sisters, not really like spacefaring, right? The Night Sisters, I don't think, had a fleet of Night Sister ships. Really, the only 2 major factions that are left are First Order and Separatist. Well, what are we going to be focusing on for the next 3 to 6 months? The Clone Wars. And so it doesn't make sense to see something thrown in for First Order. Now, when the fall comes around, yeah, you better believe we're going to get some legendary First Order events. It just makes sense. We have to look at the Separatists. Now, as we look at the Separatists, as we kind of identify what we're missing is, 1, we don't have a fleet captain. We don't have a fleet admiral. We don't have a fleet, essentially. We have ships that are Separatist, yes, but we don't have a true fleet leader. Now, Grievous was a fleet commander, but we already have Grievous. Who else was a well-known, well-respected, well-talented, very talented fleet commander? Fleet Admiral Trench, right? Admiral Trench was the one in Cat and Mouse. He was the spider guy who figured out something was wrong with the clones. He's a solid character and kind of an important character for Star Wars. And if they're going to give us a legendary event, they could do it very similar to the way they did the Thrawn event, where they introduced the character, then they introduced the ship, right? Now you start to think to yourself, well, what would I need for a legendary event for a Separatist ship? Well, you would clearly need Galactic Republic. And you're thinking to yourself, well, do we have enough Galactic Republic ships for that kind of event? And the answer is absolutely. We have more Galactic Republic ships than any other type of ship. I mean, there are 8, including the, Windu's ship. 7 full ships. We have a full lineup of Galactic Republic ships, which means we have more than enough to be able to do a legendary event for whatever Separatist ship is coming. And again, it makes the most sense for it to be Admiral Trench. Now, if it weren't Admiral Trench, you guys who've seen me, clamor on about the Separatists and how they need a fleet commander and even a fleet, it makes sense for them to do other things like maybe the tactical battle droid, right? There's a few really impressive ones in the series, in the Clone Wars series, but Admiral Trench just makes the most sense. He's a distinctive character. He's unique. He's really cool looking, right? And he's a tactical genius. Plus, with them trying to emphasize ships just a little more and more each subsequent year, they're going to be wanting to put some time and effort into it. And so it makes sense that the Separatists will get a fleet commander. And again, if it's going to be legendary, I'm calling it, guys, Fleet Admiral Trench plus his ship. Now, if it's not Fleet Admiral Trench, if it's not Commander Trench or Admiral Trench or whatever we want to call him, you have to look at the other Separatists. And I was looking at like the crews, right? I was looking at like the major Separatists that exist in the game, and we have quite a few of them already in game. I mean, we have Grievous, we have Asajj, we have Dooku, we have Pogo the Lesser, we have Newt Gunray, we have a lot of the really cool droids. Now, I'm not saying that we couldn't use a lot more and a lot different and some pretty awesome other droids, but based on the actual Separatist group, I have to ask, who are we missing? Now, there's a few that I could see coming. One that I think is specifically coming. Now, Sandhill is my first thought, and I like Sandhill. I think he'd be interesting, but part of the reason why I don't think it is Sandhill is even though he was chairman of the Intergalactic Banking Clan, which eventually got taken over by the Galactic Republic, they had ties both on the Separatist side and the Galactic Republic. They were playing both ends against the middle, and because of that, I'm not necessarily sure that we would see him added to the game. I think it's possible, I really do, but I don't think that it would be, I don't know. It would be cool, and this is just total speculation, if Sandhill was actually Darth Plagueis, and when Anakin killed him on Mustafar, it was essentially him killing Sidious's master for him, and Sidious had lied, go figure, about that. I don't think that's the case, but it'd be really cool. I'd like Sandhill would be a cool character to add to the game as far as like the art, the dynamic. It would be neat. I don't think that it's necessarily the right place for him just yet. I don't know. Next, I think we could see a Shu Mai. Shu Mai was that short little alien girl, that alien lady. She's the one, she was part of the Confederacy, and her Commerce Guild created the little spider droids. Now that would be cool if we got spider droids added to the game, because those were awesome. But I'm still not seeing her because she didn't play a major role. There's a few others that we could see, but if we don't see Admiral Trench added to the game, we could see Wat Tambor. Now, Wat Tambor was the foreman of the Techno Union. He was essentially the one who helped create all the droids. And because he played such a pivotal role in the story, and because he was at least part of a group that played such a pivotal role, it would make sense for him to be added to the game. Now, I still have my money on Admiral Trench and or one of those tactical series battle droids, right? One of those that was awesome. That way we could get a droid that was a great droid leader, plus a droid character and a ship character, right? A ship commander. That would be awesome. I think what we will be seeing is a legendary event for the Separatist. I think eventually we'll see a legendary event for First Order. That just makes a lot of sense. And quite possibly following this same outline, where we will be getting legendary character with a legendary fleet ship, command ship. But these are my thoughts, guys. What do you think? Do you think that there are more legendary characters coming? Do you think that they're going to relegate them and follow the same pattern that we saw with Thrawn? Or is it just up in the air? I don't know, but I am really excited for the future of this game. Visit me on goingnerdy.com, where I'm starting to update my posts more often. Join me at Real Going Nerdy on Instagram and on Twitter. Visit the Going Nerdy swag store and, you know, help the channel out. Get yourself a t-shirt, donate to the fund, or if you feel so inclined, you can donate to me on PayPal. I really appreciate the help, guys. This has been a great opportunity. I love doing this. It's a lot of fun for me. Any help is appreciated. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. And as always, my friends, smile and stay nerdy.